Hey guys, it's David here, and it's almost what do we got? 9. It's 11:20 here in Leon, Nicaragua, and I'm just hanging out in the restaurant portion of the hotel. They close everything up here pretty early, so which is why it's kind of dark. But what's interesting? It's over the last couple of years, I notice a trend in people. I'm not sure if it's becoming a little bit more prominent. Yeah, it's the pushback against making change, and it goes something like this. So people will reach out and they'll ask a question on a particular health or wellness topic, or it could be exercise, or it could be mindset. It could be something that's progressive, and something's going to assist them from moving from where they are to where they want to be. And they'll ask in detail about the steps required, and of course we've heard the conversation around success leaves clues. Find people who've done what you wish to do, find out the steps they had taken, and then just simply repeat that process, which is what I've done for decades. And of course I heard that message over 20 years ago, and I've been following through on that message all the way through. So, but I still find it fascinating, and I see it more of an occurrence now, probably the last 2-3 years, of people coming up and asking for help, but then choosing not to act on your guidance. And so I'm fascinated by why the pushback. So what is the pushback against change? That we know that our health is suffering from one degree or another, based on lifestyle choices. Regardless of how the lifestyle was set up, if we're currently living in it, then of course it's our choice to keep promoting that same style lifestyle, whether it's moving us forward or moving us further into the hole. So when you ask for advice about dietary behavior, and you see simple, practical solutions that you could utilize, but then you find yourself pushing back against that advice. And you find yourself, saying thank you for your advice, and then 2 weeks have gone by, 3 weeks have gone by, and you still have done nothing with that great information. Have you ever wondered why? Have you ever asked yourself, why the pushback? If you're lying in bed and you know it's time to go to the gym, and yet you lie there and you feel this pushback telling you to stay in bed. It's kind of warm. It's kind of, I'm tired. I'll do it tomorrow. Have you ever actually bothered to ask the question, why? Why the pushback against getting out of bed? Maybe it's asking your boss for a raise. And if you've done the work, and you think, really believe that you're worth it, and yet there's a bit of intimidation shows up inside of you, and you get the pushback against knocking on his door and asking for an appointment to state your case for why you're worthy of a raise. And you get that pushback. Do you ever question it? And I think that's one of the things that it may drive some people crazy in my life, but I question everything. And I learned to do that a long time ago, and actually it's probably the fault of one of my good friends and mentors, Dr. Michael Jones, who really taught me how to think differently and not accept things at face value. So when I'm being challenged and I find myself pushing back, and the pushback really is it's a hesitancy to move forward on something, the hesitancy to move forward on an idea, the hesitancy to take action. And instead of actually just allowing the hesitancy or the pushback to occur, I kind of go inside and go, where's that coming from? Where's that pushback coming from? Because I know that if I achieve this next step, my life would be incredibly different. I know that if I asked this person and followed through on what they told me to do, my life would be incredibly different. I know if I woke up in the morning and I put my shoes on without any hesitation headed to the gym, my life would be incredibly different. I know that if I sat down and prepared my food and really had a really good and objective mindset around nutrition, and I followed through on some really simple things, my life would be different. So in so many parts of my life, I've challenged the pushback. Some areas I'm still kind of struggling with, for sure. I mean, that's part of the journey, for sure. I'd really encourage you to ask yourself why the pushback. If you ask for help on health-related issues and yet you're unwilling to move forward, why? Why the pushback? And don't use excuses, and don't try to fall into the overly simplistic. It's not the right time. I don't have any energy. It's not the right money. I don't like the taste of it. It's not convenient. I mean, that's all nonsense. Truly, it is. Go deeper than that, rather than the surface excuses that kind of float around in our minds, and we spew the first those first words that come out of our mouth. Be more curious than that, and dig a little bit deeper to see why the pushback. Because a whole brand new year is coming up, and we're going to be another year older. And something I'm probably more sensitive to now, as I have more years behind me theoretically than in front of me, though I'm hoping to live to 105. I just don't. I find there's a sense of urgency. I don't have that time to keep. I don't have the time to keep wasting time, and it's very valuable to me. So, and I'm pretty sure most of you feel the same way when you have that quiet times and you realize that, man, life is zipping right by. And if I keep pushing back against common sense, if I keep pushing back against things that would change my life. I mean, just think what would happen over the next 90 days, so the next 120 days. If you took, for example, you took one aspect of your life and you stopped pushing back and you went for it all the way, all in. What would happen at the end of 120 days? What would your life look like then? I think that's a really important thing to consider. And of course, and as I said, pick one thing. Don't try to pick 5 things. Pick one thing. As I wrote in one of my Facebook pages on self-image mastery, we talked about going into the bookstore and finding 1,000 books on personal development, finding hundreds and hundreds of books on weight loss and exercise. You know what? There's probably there's 1,000 ways to move your life forward. Pick one. There's 1,000 ways to exercise. Pick one. There's 1,000 dietary patterns and measures out there. Pick one. And if you just pick one and look at the mastery of it, the expression is, a man that chases 2 rabbits generally goes home hungry. So, I think in the day and age where we're so inundated, we have so many possibilities, you just need to pick one. And so I think coming up the Christmas season, nutrition is going to be a big one for a lot of people, right? Managing the nutrition, which helps manage your stress, manage your sleep patterns, look after your health, survive the winter season, especially the Christmas season coming up here. And you can thrive instead of just surviving. In fact, next Tuesday at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time, we're going to do a live Zoom video feed. And of course, you'll find the link on my page, my Facebook page, on just really some simple strategies to thrive, not just survive the Christmas season. And there's going to be several of us on there offering us our solution. So what would I do over the Christmas season to make sure that I stay healthy and I'm able to thrive? My sleep patterns are good, my head feels good, my diet is good, I get to enjoy a good glass of wine, I get to enjoy some of the yummy food that's out there, but I don't compromise my health. And there'll be several other colleagues of mine, of course, that they have their own ways of thriving, not just surviving the Christmas holidays, and they'll be sharing theirs as well. So that's next Tuesday at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. Look at my Facebook page for the link, and and come and join us, and just be able to come in and share in some of the strategies that you can utilize to make December just a little bit more fun, and so you can actually enjoy it stress-free. And hopefully actually keep our weight in control, and perhaps you have on the other side of it actually not only control our weight but actually get healthier by the end of December. So anyhow, guys, I had the gym in the morning. It's my 3rd day back at the gym after 2.5 months off, and I'm freaking excited. Today I felt a little bit weak in a few exercises, so I know I've got a little bit of work to do to get back to my previous level of strength and capacity, but it's fun. I'm enjoying the workouts nevertheless. Have an extraordinary night, everyone, and the countdown's on. It's just a little bit less than 2 weeks before my son and I get back home, and I'm dying to get back to see everyone. Okay, good night.